Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shabashmaya, Quadash, Haya, Shmka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Dawa'a, Ratzaika, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashmaya, witness on me, right? The part that I missed, of course, is this the joint when the brother had a green jumpsuit on? Yeah. Well, I missed the part where somebody got knocked out. I missed that completely. I missed that.
There's like 4 parts to it.
All right, so I missed that portion, of course, though. But I caught the other parts, and it was just like, wow, that's something. It's definitely something. And what it turns out, and what it is that I think the brother, he asked the brother a question. Right? Yeah, I believe it's brother. He asked the brother a question. Maybe I'm mixing this. It's like different scenes, right?
Yes, there's 4 parts. You're looking on the parts.
So I saw the part when him and the brother was talking one-on-one. And he was talking to him, and he was just like, check the door off for sure. He was talking, and he was like, have you ever hit a woman? He was like, of course. And he's like, why? Da-da-da-da. Had all the reason, all the rationale in the world, of course, though, as into reasons why. But now when it came to his baby sister or his sister, whoever she is to him, nah, you can't do that. But you just did the same thing to somebody else, though, right? Y'all talk about equality, y'all talk about women's right and everything else, though. If y'all want equality, you know what I'm saying? Take everything that comes with it, right? That's hey, Slaggy, look, like it's, you know how, you know what I'm saying, they about to take you away, then they checking you, do the same thing. Like, you know, I trust the brother, of course, you know what I'm saying, like I know the brother personally, but nonetheless, you know what I'm saying, we want everybody to know that we're secure, because if he got something up his sleeve, regardless if I know this brother or not, I will fall on him without hesitation. So just, you know what I'm saying, securely check the brother. And, you know, the brother, if he take offense to it, you know what I'm saying, the door's right there. Is that? So, you know, when it comes down to our brothers, when it comes down to our sisters, our safety, our security, you know what I'm saying, you know, even the hood, you know what I'm saying, he has the hood, whatever, you also want to make sure that you check the hood too. You know, you got something up in that, you know what I'm saying, we ain't allowing that, not up in here. You understand? So, but when it comes down to equality, when it comes down to this whole equality aspect, when it comes down to, you know, well, shoot, you know what I'm saying? If you do the crime, do the time, right? Look, if Meg shot herself, you know what I'm saying, she had a gun and they want to try to protect her, let her, you know what I'm saying, take that bid. It's not like she's doing something righteous. You understand? Like, we're encouraging behaviors, and I'm not saying Meg is guilty. I'm not saying Corey's innocent. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just talking about how one side says it's okay for a woman to hit a man, but it's not okay for a man to hit that woman back. And the response that everybody will give is what? What's the response that's given? What about it? What? Give the brother the mic.
It's a woman, she's weaker, you're taking advantage of her. If you're hitting her, that's what they would say.
But what about you, brother? You know what I'm saying? Why is she allowed to put her hands on you?
That's like saying I don't have feelings too.
Oh, you don't have feelings.
That's what they would think.
Right. But that's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where the man in leadership makes all the difference, because women are emotional. You understand? And unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, now someone wants to stand up and speak out. Yo, my son is being, you know, wrong. Why? Because he didn't stay with Rock Nation. So what? Who cares? Who cares? You're now outside, you know what I'm saying, the courthouse, crying aloud, making noise about what just happened, what just went down. You're now saying something about it, though. We've been out there since 1969. Put the drugs down. Stop, you know what I'm saying, putting our women out in these clubs, taking their clothes off. Stop the prostitution. Stop the whoredom. A man lay down with a woman, that's his rib. That's his wife. Till death do they part. But we want to make songs, you know what I'm saying, about what? WAP. We want to make songs about stealing your girl. We want to make songs about, you know what I'm saying, your boyfriend. Like, what really, like, what's the point? What are we going for? Until your daughter, you know what I'm saying, gets raped, until your daughter gets murdered, now you want to stand out and say something? I don't want to see none of these brothers, you know what I'm saying, harmed. I don't want to see none of these sisters harmed, though. But we have to set the standards, you know what I'm saying, that's accountability. That makes us accountable for our own actions. We had Second Kings chapter 15, starting at verse 30. Go ahead and read the first part of that.
2 Kings chapter 15, verse 30. And Hoshea, the son of Elah, made a conspiracy against Micah, the son of Remaliah, and smote him.
What happened again?
And Hoshea, the son of Elah, made a conspiracy against Micah.
I think that's Elah. That's Elah.
Elah made a conspiracy against Micah, the son of Remaliah.
Was this something in which that, you know what I'm saying, is like, oh, this brother's out here doing wickedness, right? What does this sound like?
Sound like they're hating on him.
Use them.
Sound like they're hating on him.
They sound like they're hating on him, right?
Yep. That's why that little grand conspiracy against him.
Related to right now. Related to today's time.
Basically, if you're not following the trend, to me, if you're not following the trend, then you're outcast, basically.
Not quite what I was looking for. Not quite. There used to be the 110 gang over here, right? Mm-hmm. Down the street over here, you had bricks, right? 252, whatever else. Then you go a little bit further else, you're on the east, uptown, whatever. And you can keep going on about the different sets. What usually happens with situations like that?
They all turn against each other.
They're what?
They turn against each other.
You said they're conspiring against each other?
Conspire against each other.
It's like, yeah, you're right. The same thing that we turn against one another. The conspiring, this ain't nothing new. We conspire against one another because we're not doing, you know what I'm saying, you're not doing what I want. You're not doing what I want. So I'm going to get you both out. I'm going to remove you both from the situation. That's something that has to stop. That's where, you know what I'm saying, the brotherhood is so significant. Ride or die, right? Yeah, what about Gunna? What about Gunna? I don't even know who Gunna is, though. That's the thing. I stay away from this stuff. I just don't do it. I get my 1 or 2 songs, you know what I'm saying, and I rock out to my 1 or 2 songs. They listen, I get it from, you know what I'm saying, Captain Kataza, Captain Maria, you know what I'm saying, Officer Bun, you know what I'm saying, Officer Knock. Dang, God, when you gonna get the new joint? I said, man, I like the old joint, man. You know what I'm saying? What is it? Do the Right Thing? That album was fire. Slakia. That album's fire. Not was, still is. Of course, we got the new joint, you know what I'm saying, Captain Akkad, Captain, you know what I'm saying, Todd Ward, Officer Shah, you know what I'm saying, your Darwan, like the music's fire. It is. But I started off, you know what I'm saying, with this, and I rock out with this for a while. And eventually, you know what I'm saying, I'll catch up and I'll start rocking out with the new joint. But for me, you know what I'm saying, I just rock out how I rock out, right? It don't matter, you know what I'm saying, that you want to listen to something different. It don't matter if you want to listen to something different. But does that mean, you know what I'm saying, I got to put you to death for it? Does that mean that you got to try to put me to death for it because I don't want to rock out to something different? The brotherhood in here, you know what I'm saying, is that significant, that important. You don't have to worry about, you know what I'm saying, the whole Rock Nation, Tory Lanez, Jay-Z, and his father coming out here and talk something. I got thousands of children. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of like, to me, that's like him trying to clean it up, trying to make it sound good. Like, I ain't saying this just because it's my son. I got thousands of sons. I got thousands of daughters. And then he pulled a case and he quote, this brother said he did. And this is, Hispanic, Latino, you know what I'm saying? You know, brother, he didn't think that he was going to make it. Right? We conspire against one another the same way that we do out here in the block, the same way that we do out here in the streets, the same way that we do at our slaveries. Like, to hell with that, man. If we were to actually come together, I mean, was it Jada? No, my man Beanie. Beanie said it. Beanie Siegel said, yo, what Kanye was talking about? He's like, yo, Jay's a billion. You know what I'm saying? Ye's a billion. This one's over here a billion. Why can't we take all these billions together, you know what I'm saying, and do our own? You can't, right? So why can't we come together, you know what I'm saying, as the poor people and put together? We can do it, right? Who was here, you know what I'm saying, for Feast of Hanukkah? The opening, right? How was it?
12.
Brothers from all over, sisters from all over, right? The food was amazing. It was a glorious time. Glorious time. Despite some setbacks. It was a glorious time. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just only like a glimpse of what the kingdom will be. Wait till you get to Passover. You understand? Wait till you know what I'm saying, the Feast of Purim. Wait until, you know what I'm saying, the kingdom is actually here. And the thing that makes it, you know, a little bit more is us speaking out, teaching other brothers and sisters, but it's going to be a lot of suffering. A lot of suffering because of all the wickedness. What was it? Ye's talking about my daughter should be doing this. Now Tory Lane's father is just like, yo, I called him Corey, didn't I? Now his father's like, yo, there's a conspiracy. And then we look into his precepts and we read verse 26.
Verse 30.
Oh yeah, the why. See, verse 30.
Or Hosea, the son of Eli, made a conspiracy against I.S.U.P.K.
That there's been conspiracy that's been going on since before today. You understand? This ain't something new, but this is something that we're supposed to learn from. What have we heard so far about the war that's been going on back and forth? What have we heard so far? Yeah, this is us. This is us. We battle with each other, right?
Yeah.
All the people that we've read about, you know what I'm saying? We heard about the northern kingdom. We heard about the southern kingdom, right? What are we reading? About the northern kingdom that's battling each other right now? It's the northern kingdom battling one another. It's a civil war. We're battling each other for what? Dominion is what I wanted, though. For rulership, for power, to do what we please. To say, your girl can walk outside, you know what I'm saying, with her breast all out. To say, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, she can be a hoe, you know what I'm saying, and have the choice to, you know what I'm saying, do as she please. Sleep with whoever she want to sleep with. That's what we out here battling for. So that you can set up, you know what I'm saying, the ability for your girl, you know what I'm saying, to go out and be a hoe. And then be shamed about it when it comes out. And she finds that, man, you don't really like that. That's what we're reading about. We being wrong, and I wanna have sex with this Asian chick over here. I want to have sex, you know what I'm saying, with this Egyptian chick over here. That's what we're fighting over. And we're still doing it today. I want to follow the custom so that we can go to celebrate Christmas. That's what we're fighting over. We're fighting over the power, you know what I'm saying, to say we should go out and have a New Year's celebration when we can have a Feast of Hanukkah, when we can have a Feast of Purim, when we can have Passover, when we are in rulership and when we are in power, of course, though. We don't have to suffer. We don't have to worry about men, you know what I'm saying, being emasculated, of course, though, and women, you know what I'm saying, you know, being masculine. We don't have to be like, oh, marriage is oppressive for women. Why? Why is it oppressive? Because she wants to go out and just be a hoe? That makes it oppressive? I guess, whatever. Then don't go get married then. Don't come up in here and try to find you one of these brothers talking about something, I want one of these strong brothers, man. You'll find out, you know what I'm saying, that it's not what you think it is. You'll find out, you know what I'm saying, that it takes work. It takes work to be a wife. It takes work to be a husband. You understand? It takes work to keep a nation together. You can't go out here and just do as you please, of course. You have responsibilities and duties to one another. I have responsibilities to you brothers. You understand? Why? How so? You're my brother. And you're here today. Y'all showed up, right? I showed up. Whoever's online, watching online. I pray, you know what I'm saying, that they find themselves in the class, sitting in the seats. So that I don't have to pick up the newspaper and read, you know what I'm saying, John Smith, you know what I'm saying, dead at the age of 22. Shot over a damn chain. A conspiracy to take what somebody else has. Only to be put to death, you know what I'm saying, like that. What was the cap? A month? He reigned for a month? Somebody else reigned for 2 years. Somebody else reigned for 10 years. We're reading the timeline. We're reading the history of our people, of who we are. And stop doing the nonsense saying, oh, we come from Africa. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of people that come from Africa. If you go to South Africa right now, what it looks like. A lot of Caucasoids there, right? Where did they come from? What are their children going to say? They came from what?
Came from Africa too.
You're going to say that they came from Africa too. So now Africa is just a beautiful place. Keep reading. What is it, verse 31? We never got out of 31?
No, we got to finish 30.
Go ahead.
And Hoshea, the son of Elah, made a conspiracy against I.S.U.P.K, the son of Remaliah, and smote him.
And that's what's happening, right? Didn't we read about this about 3 weeks ago? Right over here, was it on the downtown somewhere on the north side? Brother goes, I don't know, he's selling some drugs or whatever. I don't know the full story or whatever. 3 young brothers, 17 years old, one 18, I think maybe one was 18. I'm not sure. And they did what? They conspired against him. And they smoked the brother. They put him to death. They shot him. And they took his goods. And of course, now they're arrested. Now they're downtown waiting trial for what?
Murder.
For their pleasure. It's not about the murder. They desired something that was not theirs. Instead of going and working for it. And of course, understand when I say work for what is yours, rightfully yours. I'm not saying go out here and work, you know what I'm saying, to be, John Gotti. I'm not saying go out here and work to be, you know what I'm saying, Frank Lucas. Because all that stuff is wicked. Oh, wait, aren't they cracking down, you know what I'm saying, on all the illegal weed sales now? Oh, okay. Because we want to do business, of course, we have to follow who rules. Not our rules. We have to follow rules, you know what I'm saying, of what? Those that are in charge. So-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you know what I'm saying, we have to understand that what? It's not by our choice or our decision. It's from the Most High. Listen, we've been put, you know what I'm saying, underneath, you know what I'm saying, the oppressor. We're underneath them. Not because, you know what I'm saying, we did something that was righteous or glorious. We did something that was what? The wild. No, you too wild. You was absolutely right. We did something that was wicked. And therefore, what happens?
Now they rule over us.
Now they rule over us. Now we get what? Punished, essentially. That's what's going on. That's what's happening. And that's, you know what I'm saying, what has to be stopped. Us, you know what I'm saying, continuing in sin. Us continually being wicked. Keep going on.
And smote him, and slew him, and reigned in his stead. In the 20th year of Jotham,
Y'all ever see the series The Wire? This is The Wire. This is the TV series Wire, which is something that really happened, of course. Like, we read about it like, oh, snaps. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What is this? Stringer Bell? Stringer Bell? Is that a different genre? Nah, Stringer Bell is, you know what I'm saying, The Wire, right? Stringer Bell. I gotta see who the hell Stringer Bell was, man. Who was the one that Idris Elba, or whatever his name is? Well, who the heck is that he played? Stringer Bell. He was the one that finally got out of the game at the end, only to be put to death. He was trying to go legit. He got into the politics, you know what I'm saying? He got into the businesses, and he was doing some type of construction joint, showed up at the construction site, only to be put to death. To finally pay for all the murder that he issued out to everybody else. All the crimes, you know what I'm saying, that he committed. One goes down, another one goes up. I forgot what the sister name was, you know what I'm saying, who got popped in the car, man. I forget what my man name is, though. He was hard body, though. Smart little kid, too. Salagi, you know, not relishing, you know, whatever. But it was just like the whole point that everybody's conspiring against one another. And of course, you know what I'm saying, they're not expecting that this young kid is going to be on point like that. Of course, he was smart, protected himself, and went from there. Keep going on.
Verse 31. Then the rest of the acts of Pekah and all that he did, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel.
Say that one more time. Well, you said the rest of the acts, they are written?
They are written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel.
Go ahead.
Verse 32. In the second year of Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, began Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, to reign. Verse 33. 5 and 20 years old was he when he began to reign, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jerusalem, his daughter of Zadok.
So, of course, we're getting what? We're getting a changeover, you know what I'm saying, now in the southern kingdom, right? We see that, you know, Pekah, you know what I'm saying? Pekah, you know what I'm saying, reigned in the northern kingdom for a period of time, at least 2 years, at least. So, from what we've read so far, right? Because we ain't hear about, I don't recall that, we heard that Pekah got put to death, right?
Well, he did.
It's like, did I miss that?
So like he did in verse 30, but it's not going like chronological order.
Right.
It's going by, it's telling you the time that it happened.
It is giving it something a little different, right?
Yeah.
So Pekah, the son of
Hoshea,
say that again?
Hoshea smote him in verse 30. Remember he made a conspiracy against him?
Yeah, Hoshea, you know what I'm saying, the son of Elah, made a conspiracy against the son of
right. And he slew him.
But it didn't state the specific details just yet. It's giving like a preview of whatever's a glimpse of whatever's going on, right?
Yeah.
So he reigned in his stead in the 20th year of Jotham. So we don't know fully how long, you know what I'm saying, Pekah reigned, right? But it did say that Pekah reigned for at least 2 years, because it's kind of like telling you that in the second year that Pekah reigned, now there was a new king of Judah. That's what we're reading. That's what we're getting from this right now.
And it's like when we ended off last week on verse 29, in the days Pekah was the king, they got carried away captive.
Right.
To Syria.
Okay. Go ahead.
So
we're at
verse 30,
33?
34. Well, they 33 giving the description. 5 and 20 years old was he when he began to reign. And he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jerusalem, the daughter of Zadok.
So now this is given the details of how long Pakah was reigning. In the second year of Pakah, the son of Ramah. No, this is the southern kingdom that we're reading about right now. Yeah. Go ahead.
Verse 34. And he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord.
And he did what?
And he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord.
All we've been reading about prior to this is how what was done was wrong in the sight of the Most High. Now we're reading about someone who did what?
He did right in the sight of the Lord.
All right, go ahead.
He did according to all that his father Uzziah had done.
Is his father who?
Uzziah.
His father Uzziah. Go ahead.
Howbeit, verse 35, howbeit the high places were not removed. The people sacrificed and burned incense still in the high places. He built the higher gate of the house of the Lord.
Keep reading.
Verse 36. Now the rest of the acts of Jotham and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kingdoms of Judah?
Of course, you know what I'm saying, this goes back into, just the history again. We've heard about every ruler that allowed, other sacrifices to be going on and what came of those kings. So we can only imagine what we're going to hear or we'll read about next, right? So that is essentially us. The pastor, Tory Lane's father, basically turned a blind eye to whatever else, has been going on. And now is truly out there on the front line, speaking up about what?
Injustice.
Injustice. And calling them out by name. Calling them out by name. Now that it's what?
Too late. Or it's already happened.
I was trying to think of an example. One that was recent that occurred. I'll be very, very careful with this. There was a group that said, Trayvon Martin, who the hell cares about Trayvon Martin, right? They said that they should have listened. But what happens when your son listens and still ends up like Emmett Till? What happens then? Are you going to be on the front lines? Are you going to go out there and say that nobody should care about your child? Are you still going to go out there and say that no one should be concerned with your son or your daughter? Are you going to say, my son, who the hell cares about that boy? Because he should have listened. Are you going to change that when it's you that's online? When it's your life? Or will you hold, to that? Should have listened. So what? Don't change up now just because your son, your daughter is the one that's suffering from it. Don't change it now. You should have been there. And I'm not wishing, pain and suffering upon nobody. Nobody should have to endure that type of thing. To bury a son, to bury a daughter. No. Especially, those ones that are carrying themselves accordingly. But just know, if you not, then who's to blame? Who's to blame because you didn't carry yourself according to the way the Most High demands? We're reading about the rest of the acts of all the nations and how they when I say the nations, the rulership, of course, and how they followed after the other nations and so on and so forth. So if they did not depart from the wickedness, right? Is there any law that says y'all got to go out here and, blow another man's rod? No. There's no law that says that. So you're not being forced, to go out here and go suck another man's rod. But there are people that will go out there and do that. Is there a law that says, that, your daughters, your wives, your mothers have to go out there and take their clothes off? What is it? They give them the choice, right? Is there a law that says that your family members have to celebrate Christmas? They have to celebrate New Year's, right? They have to partake in the celebrations of the other nations or those that are around them. Is there anything that says that? There's no law. There's no law that says that you have to do this, except here in the Bible, though. You're given that same choice to keep the law or not to keep the law. When you have criminals that go out here and steal, did someone put the gun to your head and say, do it? Or did you choose to do that? Knowing that the law said, don't do it. We understand that if you're under duress, that's one thing. You're under duress. You're not accountable. But even in those situations, even in those, tests, someone puts a gun into your head, of course, under duress and tells you to kill somebody. Do you eat the bullet? What would you do then? The law says thou shalt not kill. I'm going to let y'all think about that for a bit. Listen, by all means, self-defense, self-defense. But to take somebody else's life, that's a different story. Heard about the woman in Walmart, right? She had a gun to a woman's head. To the Walmart employee, she had a gun, sister. She had a gun. Call the news. Call the news. And I ain't gonna hold you. I was looking at the clip. I was just like, dang. That Edomite, had the perfect expression on her face, like, what the hell is going on? I was just like, dang, you know what? This ain't gonna work out too well in that sister favor, is it? Sure enough, they showed up and they put her to death. Mississippi. This is down in Mississippi, by the way. A sister with a gun in Mississippi? And on a white woman? I guess white lives do matter. Hey, Slagia. Any questions? Any questions?
When it says are they not written in the book of the kings of Judah and the kings of Israel? Are there other records that was written that we don't have today?
So I'm gonna use an example that was just brought up earlier this week, though. Perfect. You probably already know it. December 25th is what?
Supposedly Christmas.
Say that again?
Supposedly the birth of what, Christ.
There you go. It's Christmas. It's said to be the birth of Christ, right? YAHWH, right? That's what it's said to be. According to who?
So oppressor?
According to the oppressor.
And in the early, didn't they say that when they first started off that celebration, it was supposed to be like a heathen celebration before the church got involved with it?
Possibly. I mean,
it was having like orgies and all that type of stuff before.
Yeah, there's always those type of pagan things that's constantly going on.
To smooth it over for everybody else to kind of jump in on it, make it seem.
To get the deeper portion of it, you would have to go all the way back, I'm saying, to a man in Europe, I'm saying, brother, by the way, who used to give gifts during this time period. He used to go to the orphanage, those that was poor, he would give them gifts, he would bring gifts. Of course, I'm saying, there's other pagan traditions that goes along with it, but they flipped it and said it's the celebration of Jesus Christ. And of course, where in the scripture does it say that we celebrate birthdays in the Bible? I'm sorry, say it again.
Honestly, don't.
But where is it in the Bible that says that we should celebrate Christmas? Where is it that it says that we should celebrate birthdays? It doesn't exist, right? You can't show me these things in the Bible. And anytime that you've seen the scriptures that talked about celebration of birthdays, it was not our birthdays in which that was being celebrated. It was a celebration of the other nations, the king, right? They were celebrating the birthday of the king. We were under the oppression of another nation. It didn't say Yahushua was born December 25th. It didn't even give a date. It just said around tax season. The springtime. That's it. Around tax season. He could have been born in April. Like, for those of you who are like, oh yeah, April, yeah. We don't know. It was around springtime. That's what we do. Nobody's birthday date was given, I'm saying, specifically in the scriptures. That shows you what? That shows it wasn't relevant. It wasn't important. Like, who cares? So when you talk about the different acts of the kings, I'm saying, if it's not written, it's because.
No, I wasn't talking about the things that's not written. I was talking about the things that are written. When they say, behold, they are written in the book of the kings of Judah. But in the Bible, we don't got a book of the kings of Judah.
Right. So the things that are not written.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Nah, good.
There you go. The things that are written is here in the scriptures. So we're reading about those that broke the law and what they did, right? What came of it. We're reading about those that kept the law and what came of it. Look at what happened to the nation. Look at what happened to the people when they kept the law. You know what I'm saying? It was glorious, great time. But when we don't keep the law, so it does ask, kind of like sarcastically, like, yeah, ain't that written down in the book? Oh, your name not on this list? Oh, you want to get into the kingdom though, but I'm looking at this book. Like, oh, you the one, I'm saying that, fed since you were your youth, right? You did all these good acts? Okay. Oh, wait. So you were told to go sell all you had and follow Yahushua. What happened? We heard nothing else after that. It's not relevant. The things that are relevant are here. And it's here for our learning. So as we read about the conspiracies against one another, I'm saying, oh, man, I don't like this brother gotta go. I'm conspiring against you though. But what will happen? What essentially happen? You doing what's right. What will happen? Come on, man. I just gave it to you. Give me examples.
Right. If I'm doing what's right, somebody conspired against me, and they will actually probably end up being the one.
Give me example.
Like this example right here. Oh no, it was an example before that when the dude reigned for a month, like Zechariah, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. He conspired against somebody, got him killed. And then when he got ran, somebody killed him.
I wanted you to pull, you know what I'm saying, for example, John the Baptist. John the Baptist was a perfect example of that. What was John the Baptist supposed to do? Did he?
No.
He was going against Christ. Right? He didn't follow Christ as he should have. And sure enough, what happened on the king's birthday? See, tie that all together.
Yeah.
Birthdays. And everything else after that is not written, right? Like we read about the other acts, but the rest of the stuff, like after that, John what? Yeah, that's it. Because he did not do as he was supposed to. That's that. All right, everybody swallow. All right. With that, you know what I'm saying? Is it tonight? Is tonight the conclusion? Give me 2 seconds. All right. All right, yeah. So with that, we're gonna close out, you know what I'm saying, the Sabbath, of course, though. Majum. Before you have it, turn the face to the east. We're gonna do the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. All right. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemaya. Quadash. I.S.U.P.K. Yahweh. I.S.U.P.K. Taba'ah. Ratzayaka. I.S.U.P.K. Baratza. Kawa. I.S.U.P.K. Bashemaya. Matananawa. Lakam. Kab. Yawam. Wasalat now. Kabawaf now. Kasalat now. Kabawaf now. Wala'ah. Tabiyai now. Wanasai Wall. Abal. I was shy now. Bayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wata Allah, Wata Para, La Walamya, Aman. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Give us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. So, all right, sisters, Yashabi, you may be seated. One grace salute to the brothers of Israel. Majum, by Shabbat, Majum, Barak, Yahweh, Shem, Yahshua, Barakatam. Yes, Matah. So, one grace salute to the sisters. Majum, by Shabbat, Majum, Barak, Yahweh, Shemar, Alatham, Bashim, Yahshua. Yes, Matah. Anybody that wants to be anointed, definitely step up. With that, Shalom.